Bernard Opariafum, representing from Ashoman Estate. The one and only Ni Tojo from Tema Newtown. Another week upon us, good health and wisdom lead us all, he says. Lennox Ado in the house. And I'm sure the Bros Barbecue team are all ready and set. It's been a while. It has been a while. But because of football, we have to put things on hold. And here we are back live with our favorite show. The Canadians should be on there by now. Yoki and Kwao, greetings to you. From Tema Community 9. Joseph from Tema Community 9. Nice to have you all tuned in again. It's been absolutely wonderful. My folks in Abreu, my folks in Apredi, all the Cove Town guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining in. Nana in Spinkters, Eugenia Sintim Eddie, ever faithful, ever sure. Dr. Cynthia Tego, thanks for tuning in. Ariel Enchi, thanks for tuning in. Kwame Adom, thanks for representing. Oh yes, I know it has been a while. And the messages are just flooding in. Hey, someone feels don't worry, I miss you guys more. I miss you guys more. Today we have a really, really interesting show. We have an absolute interesting show. And I hope that it goes down well. In fact, it always goes down well. So I know it will go down well. Lennox Ado, yes, in the woo from the house. Yes. Greetings to Nkoswohini in the woo. Greetings to Nkoswohini in the woo. And let me greet my good old Okukubo Nenete Kwesiajimai. Dodoa. Yes. And then we go straight to Manfe. Now, Saberima and Sasa Sereku. Manfe Hene, greetings to you. Greetings to you there. Let's go to Abri and greet Otubo Jankwesi. Nanebri Hine Otubo Jankwesi. And then we'll go to Abutechi and greet Ochichiri Kro, Kwame Sechi Abebio. Hey, all the boys are all hooked in. Lawyer Martin Kwebu. Yep, it's been a while, but now you're sitting back waiting for the great opinion after a long break. But we are back. We are back with a message to the future president. And I'm sure that each and every one of you will have a message or two for the future president. I'll set the pace, and then when we let go, everybody would then come in and also give your message to the future president. It's going to be absolutely interesting. Happy birthday to you, Esther Yoku. Happy birthday to you, Esther Yoku. God bless you, live long, and you've always been faithful to this show. So greetings from all the multimedia team to you, and know your contribution. Oye in Afienya, how can we miss you out? Oye in Afienya and your daughter Pearl. Have a good evening. Sit back and enjoy the show this evening. Sure, greetings. Okay. I guess playtime is over. And as usual, we start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And I will say that again. I said, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu, Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another opportunity granted us by His grace. That moment where we meet up to perform the finest ritual on radio. The moment we meet up to perform the finest ritual on radio. The premium talk show by all standards and the open-minded platform where we meet to become Ghanaians with no labels, at least. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion, only on Joy 99.7 FM every Monday at this time. And our topic today, folks, a message to the future president. A message to the future president. I'll say, let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, I don't know how it is that I can emphasize what I have to say today. I also hope that some big player will pick this issue up so it becomes a national conversation. But most importantly, so that the average voter will bear this in mind while they're going to vote. I have said this time and again, and I have observed that of all the rights guaranteed us in the Constitution, the only one we really fight for is our right to vote. The only guaranteed right in the Constitution which we really fight for is our right to vote. Indeed, after voting, you can deny us the rest of our rights, and we will not be that mad. Health, education, clean water, security, name it. You can deny it, and we are not going to be that mad. But if you dare stop us from voting, so from new registry to checking if our names are still in there, transferring of our votes, this can be war, agitations, scuffles, fights, near madness, just to fulfill our right to vote. Sometimes I even wonder, what we vote for, because we don't seem to demand from authorities the very things we voted for. If we do, then maybe we have not been hard enough, as they did in Kenya. They did, and they were hard enough by demanding from authorities. Maybe we do, but we're not hard enough. And when we are hard enough, folks, we are divided. Those who are on government side will support blindly. It is as though they are isolated from the current difficulties. Those against you can go to the extreme. No matter what, they will not be pleased. Twist everything, blow everything out of proportion, and can be absolutely silly. Our entrenched division has cost us so much, and it's costing us too much. It's costing us a great deal. But folks, I think somehow this time the chickens have come home to roost. Oh yes, I think the chickens have come home to roost, because whether you are for or against, things are just too tough. So as we are going into elections, we are in an election year. As we start our scribbles, shade throwing, negative propaganda, indeed, we all know what we went through during the registry period. Some machines got missing, and that was a big deal. Some were not able to connect to online, and therefore the registrations start times were delayed. The frustrations of citizens were hard, and they were real. The frustrations of citizens were hard, and they were real. To what end, folks? To what end? Was it all that just to get an ID to use, to set up a bank account? All this agitation, all this issue. I mean, you can tell the anger, palpable, the frustrations are palpable. Was it just to get an ID? Or was it indeed to exercise your right as the vote and literally transfer your power to somebody? Well, today, I hope for what we have gone through, we may pick a lesson or two. A message to the future president. So, Mr. Future President, we, and I hope that you join me in saying we, are saying please have a deep reflection and introspection. This is not yam for the toothless old lady. We have problems, serious ones. We are messed up. We are messed up. Even the mindset, it's not all there. And yes, we know, we are very much aware. So unlike chieftaincy where you are captured against your will, this one, you are putting yourself forward by your own account. Your own will be unforced. No one is forcing you. It also means that you believe you have the ability, the will, the fortitude, the team to tackle the country called Ghana. Because it's not going to be easy. No, it's not going to be easy. Folks, I am saying this because all too often, we've gone through all this hassle to elect a president. They come and tell us our plight. They come and narrate to us our plight. The previous government this, the previous government that. And sometimes, shockingly, 8 years down the line, you still hear the previous government was still you. 8 years down the line, you still hear the previous government. Folks, for what we have gone through and are still suffering, the last thing we need is a leader to rub salt in our wounds by reminding us what our plights are. We know it. We don't need reminder. Folks, our waters are very polluted. We have polluted a good number of our waters. Galamsey mining is becoming some sort of a cartel, like a mafioso. We've sent soldiers, we've sent the police, name it. Future president, we know that our waters are already polluted. Into obey, don't come and tell us. So we know. Youth employment is on the rise. And great national security problem lying on our heads. Most of them have no skill. Some say very educated, but maybe wrongly educated. They are all clerks waiting for desks and office, waiting for the military, the immigration, the services to open up to the join. But they are way too much to be absorbed into the system. The government is also not employing more. Private sector is not growing, but they are all graduating and they need jobs. We know. It's a member country because we know that is the problem, the issue. The numbers are coming in. Today, BEC people writing exams, over 500,000. Over 500,000. Next 3 years, they are all done with their SHS coming onto the market for jobs or tertiary institutions. So we know. National debt. We have borrowed till thy kingdom come. We have borrowed till thy kingdom come. And yes, we may not be able to account probably for what we borrowed for. COVID fund, COVID fees at the airport. It's gone. We don't know where it is. Nobody is telling us where it is. It's gone. So as you are coming, we know it's gone. Do you have any means by which you can expand to borrow money or generate money locally so you can develop or build a country? Because we don't want to be reminded. Folks, population growth, we always talked about it. Do you have plans to supply some family planning material to slow down growth so that you'll be able to catch up with infrastructure? And now Obabekai say population is expanding. Mr. Future President, we are behind on road infrastructure and general infrastructure. We are so behind, we're probably maybe in the 80s. Yes, main roads are fine. If you stay on the main road, you're fine. But if you have to get off the main road, you're doomed. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of roads like that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers like that. Do you have any plans? Folks, Mr. President, do you have any plans of adopting some cheap technology? Do you have any plans of cutting out the kickback and the kick fraud so that the cost would come down, so the CD per kilometer would be expanded? Or you're coming to remind me? That is the problem we face. It's how we know our problem. Once upon a time, there's a man who had a daughter, and the daughter was really out there and not cut out for home duties. And so one day a man knocks on the door, coming to marry the daughter, and the father says, please, I know my daughter. She won't wake up. She's not going to cook or clean your house, and she's expensive. So please, leave my daughter for me. The man says, no, I'm ready. So I guess it's the same thing we are asking Mr. Future President. We know our problem. We are in dire straits. We are in absolute dire straits. Every sector you pick, agriculture, education, finance, roads and infrastructure. It's raining and we are flooding. Everywhere is flooding. Everything, every sector is going through a problem. Do you have a solution? Or maybe, folks, to be fair, since we have all these issues and just way too many issues, maybe we should ask the president, which of our problems can you fix? Since it's impossible for you to fix it, or which one can you fix? And then maybe we decide from there. Because, folks, if we are not firm and hard on this message, it will be so easy. I mean, God bless his soul. I mean, the Vice President, Dr. Baumia, he sounds more like an opposition leader than anybody who's even part of government. Even before coming into government, has changed every policy that he's living with. I will change this, adopt that, change, reduce duty, do that. Hey, brother, I mean, he's more of an opposition leader than John Mahama is. I'm telling you. He's more of an opposition leader than John Mahama is. And so I guess this message goes to them both, since there's the big running party, the biggest party, goes to them both. And anybody who thinks has got the fortitude to come and lead this country. So if you are putting your name down, I believe, I hope and sincerely hope that you have the solution. Because yes, they say Ghanaians are patient, but I believe we have also come to the brink. We have also reached that crossroads where basically it's not a matter of patience or not a matter of abutre or anything. Basically, people can no longer survive. People can no longer survive. And when you put man in that desperate situation, they do everything. So once you're going to this election and you put your names forward to become president, these are our problems. And many more. We build before we plan. We build on waterways. We encroach on any land and every land. Build at night. Just, I mean, it's like, rule of law is in the gutters. The rule of law is in the gutters. We do what our heart content. Wake up in the morning and decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to set up a stall on the pavement? Do I want to dig the road and put a speed ramp on it because cars are driving too fast? Do I want to chop down a tree because I want to make charcoal? So as you are coming, and with all these problems, what are you bringing on board? Mr. Future President, what are you bringing on board? And I think from now till the time elections go, we must really demand solutions based on research and fact. Solutions based on research and fact. So you take roads and you tell us how much is it going to cost you to build a road per kilometer, and where are you going to get the money from, and how many roads you intend to build, so that we know. So that we know. Working conditions of workers. Workers are always complaining about their working conditions. Slavery is gone. Workers should not be, struggling or surviving. They should be living. So what plans have you got for workers to live? And before I go to the phone lines, persons with disability. Up to today, persons with disability are being treated as though they are either second or third class citizens, as if they are a burden, as if I don't understand it. Why the little stipends to be given to them are not given to them, why opportunities are not given to them to give them the education and give them the employment that, you still have persons with, vision impairment who have finished school, graduates. Some of us who can see Yanko University, people who are blind have been able to go through this difficult system, and they will beg and queue and beg and queue just to get a job. What solutions do you have? So, folks, well, I have narrated some, and I'm sure you also have some. But what message? But the last thing I believe we want to hear from anyone who takes over power next year is the previous government did this or the previous government did that. And I believe that we don't need to hear that anymore. We don't need to hear that anymore. So we go to the phone lines and let me hear what you think we should do. Or maybe you think it's fair if somebody should come to power and make a reference that, it's not my fault. The previous government borrowed too much, or the previous government started this building and didn't finish implement Twaso, 0302216541. Talk to me. But in my opinion, and I stand very firm on this one, that I do not want to hear the previous government did this, has borrowed. Previous government allowed Galamsey. Previous government did not do roads. They took money for COVID to go and do this. And you are the current government. So what are you doing? You are the current government. What are you doing? 0302216541. Let me hear from you. Zero 0302216541. If you just tuned in, I'm saying we have a message for the future president. This time I'm standing my ground. I am saying under no circumstance should any future president come and inform us of our plight, remind us that the previous government did this. We know all what the previous government has done. In fact, the previous government is the current government. It's Yetim. We know that the CD is spiraling out of control. We know that people's value are diminishing. Those who have capital. Now I got Kwabena in the USA, and I definitely want to hear Kwabena's view. Kwabena, let me hear you.
Hello, Nana. Hello, Nana.
Yes, Kwabena, I can hear you.
Yeah, Nana. So how is UK? How are you enjoying your vacation in UK?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Nana,
UK.
the scenario you put across to the Ghanaian people is very scary. Very, very scary. Like you said, about 1 million Ghanaian young BSc students will be going to SHS, right? And that is a very huge challenge. There is no infrastructure in the secondary school system. So this is one big challenge that we demand from the flag bearers to tell us how they are going to deal with it, right? I think we should be expecting them to run a lean government. A lean government, because it's going to be scary in the next 4 years, right? So that we can maximize the resources that we have for development. We cannot be having a huge staff in the Jubilee House. We cannot be having a huge budget for the Jubilee House. We need to maximize and prioritize our needs to conform with the building of the economy. That should be the key. That should be the key from the president. Yesterday, Nana, let me make the last one. Hello, Nana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yesterday, John Mahama held this is what I call it. I call it a media soiree. SOIREE. It's not a press conference, right? He got together with journalists, and then it's a get together. Not tough questions were asked. I expect that, Nana, you parade each of them on your platform and ask them all the tough questions. But what I'm saying is, right, we cannot be having promises of giving largesse to Ghanaians. No. We should be getting Ghanaians to work. How do you get Ghanaians to work? We're supposed to demand from them, how are you going to fix the economy? But John Mahama said he's going to give stipends to professional soccer players. That is not what we need right now. Tell us how you're going to build the economy so that the private sector can come and take over the league, right? So that if the economy is prosperous and businessmen make money, then they can sponsor the league, and then the players can be paid well by their employers. I'll leave it here. But what I'm saying is that we need to run a lean government, and I expect you to parade all these guys, these flag bearers, to your program and ask them the tough questions and how are they going to get to implementing a lean government in consonance with building the economy, because that's what we need right now.
Thank you very much. And I got Derek on the phone. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Nana. I miss you. I'm almost waiting for today to see if we are not on air. I'll call your private line. Check on you. I'm worried. Anyway,
Derek, let me hear you.
I greet you as Your Majesty. You see, Nana, the problem at stake is the political equalization. And I can see it wearing its ugly head again once the heat is on. And I'm happy you made mention of it. But let me start this way. The problem in Ghana now, I keep saying, Nana, we don't need party manifestos. All that we need is national development agenda. Here, if I have to touch on 5 thematical areas, I will go for maybe health, education, employment, and agri. But the sort of the policies they have on agri, and then the budgetary allocation to it, it's not attractive. Some of us that were born in the countryside, and we have lands. Now, going to the farms is becoming a problem now. And then starting the farm, the capital to start it, even is a problem. Because now the world is moving, and the population is increasing. I agree that, okay, now, government cannot do it all. But if there should be a package that would be attractive enough for some of us to go back to the village and start doing plantations and commercial farms. You see, we are far behind. And I think it's about time we start doing plantations and commercial farming. The emphasis should be on crops.
Thank you very much on that. But with the farming, the planting for food and jobs part 2 has got something like that in it. So find out from your people, please. Kwame Inspectors, let me hear you.
Yes, good evening, Nana.
Good evening,
my
Kwame.
concern is the galamsey. In fact, any future president should look at it for us. It's so frightening, so disgraceful that nobody seems to have any better idea on how to stop galamsey. You see, when you go around the galamsey areas and you ask the people, why are they doing this to the environment? They tell you that they are funding their family. They are giving money to their parents as a capital, thousands of cities to sell oranges, other things. And they were asking whether we have ever seen a galamseya living lavish life or something of that nature. I said, no. So now all what I'm trying to say is that there are no jobs in the country. And the fact that people have found something doing, but unfortunately, it is destroying the environment. They send military people there. They even kill for the military people. I mean, chiefs are talking against it. DCs are talking against it. We don't know which is it. So what at all can we do to stop this galamsey menace?
I guess it's a message to the future president.
Exactly so. So anybody standing for election, either parliamentarian or president, you should know that for me, my concern is galamsey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Kwame Inspector 0302 216 541. If you're coming into, you're voted for, the day you land, you have your plans and your solutions. And believe you me, it's not going to be easy. You have millions and millions of able youth digging up and down for gold. You're going to stop them. So it means you have to give them alternative livelihood. You have to give them alternative livelihood. Some of them are unemployable. Agbano, let me hear you. Hello, Agbano.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let me hear you.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
This is Agbamano.
Agbamano. I beg your pardon.
Yeah,
Agbano,
coming from Northtown, to be precise, Memphis.
Thank you very much. Let me hear you.
I've been listening to the program with rapt attention. The problem of this country is the people themselves. Why will Ghanaians continue voting these two major parties all the time? Nana, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening to you too. 0302 216 541. Agbano is thinking maybe it's time to switch from the two major parties. But maybe my question then will be, if you give it to any other than the two major parties, all well and good. But if you don't go back and demand, as has been the culture, then that person too will then be laxed. That person too then becomes laxed. So this culture of absolutely demanding. Saint OJ, let me hear you. Saint OJ, let me hear you.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
I think from the beginning your machine was trying to misbehave, but I think we will manage it like that.
Good.
I think the last person asked a very important question, and you also asked it. And I think all that you said, that's about the most important thing I picked out, which was that, what do we vote for? What do we vote for? Nana, I'm sure you can tell how much we spend on our members of parliament, each one of them, how much we spend on them per month, and what they are able to make on their own. That is the reason they are coming. They are not coming because there is galamsey. I think Ghanaians should forget about it. They are not coming because our waters are murky. They are not coming because our economy is bad. They are not coming because school children will not get schools to go. And I think it's about time we should understand that. And either we stop voting entirely, stop voting for the two parties, or we think of something else. It's been 1992 up to date. We have seen only two parties. What have they done? I don't know whether we are bewitched that we still go queue and vote for these same people again. Everything the ex-president John Mahama, he is only saying it to get power, to come and enjoy the last 4 years of his tenure that he thinks we owe him. Everything Dr. Bawumia is saying, he is saying it to gain the position as the president of Ghana. There is nothing more, there is nothing less. So, if we want to be smart, we should stay home. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much, Saint. Abusa Jackson, let me hear you on this matter.
Nana, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
May God bless you too much for the wonderful work you are doing for Manda Ghana. You are far away from Ghana, but you remember to do your duty. May God be with you and your family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nana, our leaders, they know what to do. They know what to do. They know, all of them know. But Nana, for me, sometimes I don't know what to say. But when we take agric alone, alone can save this country if we are serious people. Nana, just take coconut and see, you yourself see how coconut creates a lot of jobs in this country for our boys. And when you take coconut, we can get a lot for coconut. And when we go to palm nut, that one too, we get a lot. And cassava. What the government or the leadership have to do is that now we are in technology world. They have to import this machinery, free duty, and give it to people who are ready to make farm. And those people too, they will employ somebody. And we will send those products to outside Ghana. And that will bring more money. So that this CD, they are making policy about it, now is going to 20 Ghana or 16 Ghana. All those things will reduce. This thing, you don't need a degree or master or PhD to think about all these things. That's why beginning I said they know what to do. But I always blame the citizens of this country. We are not serious. That's why they are treating us like this. May God bless this nation. Thank you very much.
May God bless you too. Abu Mohammed, salam alaikum.
Yeah, Islam, my king. Yeah, I'm too much impressed with my people who called previously. Like I said before, they have been given opportunity since 1992 up to now. These same two people. So what opportunity again should we give them? What do you want to tell me to believe? You know, that chapter in the proverb that said, if you walk with the wise, you definitely will become a wise person. And these people walk with the wise people. They just don't want to do the thing because you go to the meetings with the big people, you travel around the world and all that. So I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to vote for anybody because since 1992 up to now, what do you want again? And it's not like you don't know. What am I coming to tell you? My educational background is not like your own. You go to meeting with all the big people everywhere. You see how they do things. And so I agree with many people. Long ago, I say I don't vote. I don't even have a voter ID, let alone something will motivate me to go and vote. Why you want to lead people? You want to buy that leadership. And now people also submit to that. Honestly, so I'm disappointed even in the military because some time ago, I have that mentality that the military should take over for only 6 months and discipline us. But when they get into parliament, because my understanding of military is that when they come, they take over. Whatever you have, they have to take over until after. If you have anything to say it later. Then the military get into parliament and they were not able to take over and get out. That was when I became disappointed. Because right there, some people who took ballot box are dead. Some also are in prison as I'm speaking right now. And there somebody also take the ballot box and chew ballot paper there where they are supposed to make law. And the military get in and get out. That was when I became disappointed. Thank you.
Thank you. Vincent is in Accra. Vincent, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, you said we are not able to unite like the Kenyans did. It's simply because there's still deep-seated tribalism in this country. People may deny it. The tribalism has gone into our politics. People are entrenched in parties because of tribal reasons. It's even there in marriages, even though we are marrying each other, but still there's tribalism. That is our main problem in this country. And the politicians know that, and they take advantage of it every time. It is deep-seated. You may not see it. People may deny it, but the tribalism is what is keeping this country from developing. And the people, and I like what the panelists, the previous caller said, many citizens of this country are just not serious. That is why the politicians are taking advantage of this of the citizens from 1990 to date. Many people are just not serious. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Dansuman, and Michael is there. Hello, Michael.
How are you doing?
Very well, Michael.
All right. Thank you for the time. Personally, I don't think we have any big issue in this country. The only challenge that we are facing is a human factor. Because I believe within a year, this country should be able to put up policies that will govern and correct all the malfunctions in the system. For example, I'll give you one. Look at the fact that governments come in, start projects, are not able to complete it, government changes, and all those projects are left to rot. Do you know the simple thing we could do to correct this? Why is it that Parliament is not passing a bill or a law that whichever government comes in, if you are not able to complete your project, the next government who comes in to complete takes 100% credit for it? If this thing is situated, don't you think it is going to correct that malfunction once and for all? You see, let me tell you this. Excuse my word. I'm not going to, infer it on anyone, but just listen to this. The word stupid, foolish, and idiot are not insult. They are words that classifies a set of behavior exhibited by a human being. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. That was Michael in Dansuman. And just to add to what Michael said, if you go to the Adenta Senate flats, right, now there are two uncompleted schools, one to the left, one to the right. Sitting there, just one to the left, rather. And the story is that the NDC started one, they didn't finish. And so when the MPP came, they also started theirs. And so you have two huge uncompleted schools sitting left to right. And you could tell that if they had used the funds to start this second uncompleted one, they could have finished it. But that, I think I need to take a picture and post it. It's wonderful. Left and right. NDC are starting back when we are starting there. Derek, you are my last caller. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Dana.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back again. You see, Nana, the issue is about employment. So, like I was driving there, what I saw in Kenya, I'm afraid if you are not serious, it will happen here. Because I was very active in all the preco matches. And then, as a participant, I know what can trigger Ghanaians. Although
I'm not advocating for it. And it's a luxury we can really afford. So I think the politicians to sit up. They shouldn't come and be giving promises they know they cannot fulfill. That's my contribution, Nana.
Well, thank you very much, Derek. Thank you very much. And yes. I think there's always a breaking point of every elastic, and there's so much you can stretch it. No matter how much elasticity there is, it gets to a point where it breaks. The number of youth coming out from the schools who need jobs and must get jobs, those who are frustrated living at home, those who are embarrassed because there's no self-dignity in waking up every morning, going to your mom, mamisika kakra, go to your dad, I don't have units on my phone, and they're writing letters and can't find a job. And as Gorgisbeck said, that it's not that they are not educated, but they are wrongly educated. The education hasn't been tailored to suit the available opportunities in the market. And that's also an issue which the future president should be aware, that how would you tailor education so that when people come out from school, they can get proper opportunities out there. Folks, it's been wonderful. Nice coming back. And I'm sure Monday we're about to do this all over again. Abeku was on the 1s and 2s. The news bulletin is right up next. And Kofi Hayford will be up here to give you some soul-searching songs while we think of what the future president should not tell us, because we know what our plight is. I am Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamodu Masan. Next Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again. Thank you so much.